So some more practice. And if you want to try these on your own, obviously just pause the video and then you can check your answers, but I'm going to go ahead and work them out. So here we're solving each literal equation for x. Okay, and you know, if we can simplify, we want to simplify. So like on the first one, we can think of this as 5x minus 4x is 1x, and so that's it. Like, we've got x by itself, so x equals y. That one was kind of weird, but that's the answer. Over here, okay, so right here, if we knew what k was, then we could say, oh, 2x plus, like if it were 5x, we could say 7x, but we don't know what k is. So how else can we approach this? We can factor out the x. So we factor out the x because x is being multiplied in each of these terms. So factoring out is like undistributing. So if I divide out x from each of these, then I'm left with 2 plus k. And so now, remember, I'm trying to solve for x, so I need to get 2 plus k out of the way. And 2 plus k is being multiplied by x. So to undo it, I divide by 2 plus k. So then that gets rid of all of that. And now I have x equals m over 2 plus k. And I do want to mention that you could have approached this problem in a similar manner. You all just probably would have thought, like, why would you do it that way? But just let me show you. You can factor out the x here, and you have 5 minus 4. Okay, so then you have y equals x times 1, and you divide both sides by 1. Okay, so it does kind of feel like that's definitely the long way, but you can think of this problem in that same manner. With this problem, you have to do it the way that we did it. Okay, number 6. Got a similar situation here. Remember that the end goal is to get x by itself, so let's go ahead and address this 3. So I'm going to subtract the 3. So then I have 5x minus kx equals y minus 3. And then we're going to use the same method that we did here. So bring the x out to the front. We're dividing it out of these terms, which means I'm left with 5 minus k. And then to get x by itself, I'm going to divide by 5 minus k. And so now I have x equals y minus 3 over 5 minus k. All right. So now looking at some formulas, we're going to solve for the indicated variable. So number 7 says to solve the area of a triangle formula for h. So I'm going to rewrite it. So h is being multiplied by b, and it's also being multiplied by 1/2, so I need to undo both of those things, okay? I'm going to do them one at a time. So to get rid of the 1/2, I multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So 2 times 1/2 is 1. So now I have 2a equals bh, and I'm solving for h, so now I need to divide by b. So h equals 2a over b. Okay. Surface area of a cone. Surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r L. And I just feel like I need to tell you this, but that L is the slant height. Like when you have a cone, that's your L versus like the actual height, h. Anyway, I digress. You'll learn about that in geometry. But for now, we need to solve for L, and that's what we need to worry about. So we would first subtract the pi r squared because L is being multiplied by pi r and then it's having this added to it. So we undo those things in reverse order. So first we subtract what was being added from both sides. So now I have s minus pi r squared equals pi r L, and then I divide by pi r. which does that. And so now I have L equals S minus pi r squared over pi r. And again, you cannot cancel this because there's not a pi on here or an r on here. So think back to what we just did in those problems on the first page. Okay. Number 9. The formula for the surface area of a rectangular prism is S equals 2LW. Now this L is length, like length and width and height. So 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. And we're supposed to solve for L. So here are the L's. And whenever you have a variable that you're trying to solve for and it's in more than one term, you're going to need to factor it out. First, let's get rid of the minus 2WH. So I have S minus 2WH equals 2LW plus 2WH. 2LH. Okay, and now what I want to do is factor out the L. Again, if you have it in two different terms, you need to factor it out so that you just have like one L that you're looking at to solve for. And then we're going to divide by 2W plus 2H, which gets all of that out of the way. So now I have L equals S minus 2WH over 2W plus 2H.